This is the first video of mastering the WordPress using Elementor Pro. In this video, we will have a look on WordPress dashboard explanation 2, explaining themes and plugins and what is the difference between them. Cleaning plugins and themes, because usually when you install a new WordPress, you get a bunch of plugins and themes that you don't use or you don't need. So we're gonna clean those up. Adding Elementor theme and plugin. We're gonna install Elementor and Elementor Pro plugins. Then install the Hello Elementor theme, which is a blank theme. This is a quick explanation about that theme. On WordPress, you have themes. You install them because they have several features you need. But installing a blank theme will give you the full access to your website to make any customizations you need. And this is why we're gonna use Hello Elementor, which is a blank theme. Explain the theme builder, and we're gonna build the header and footer. So a quick explanation about the theme builder. We're gonna use this to build some pages or some templates that we're gonna use in the website. So for example, if you have 1,000 blog posts, you will not create 1,000 pages for those, but we will create something called single post, and that will apply on every blog post on your website. 1,000, million, whatever the number, that template will be applied on all of them. And finally, we're gonna create the header and footer and the home page of the website. Without wasting any time, let's see that in action. This is a fresh installation of the WordPress, and it's installed in the root domain, which is debugging.in. So the first thing I'm gonna do now is log in to the WordPress dashboard. To go to the dashboard or to the login page, you can do this by two ways. The first, writing /wp-admin, or go directly to the login page. I prefer wp-admin because this will take me directly to the dashboard after login. Here I need to write my password and my username. After login, we will land on the dashboard. So let's take a quick look on what we have here on the dashboard. First thing, you see that we have a screen options here, which will give you these options to see what you need and what you don't need for this dashboard. I don't like any of those, so I'm gonna deactivate all of them, and we'll just keep the site health status. Then on the left, we have dashboard, home, updates. So if you have any updates in the future, you will get a small notification here near updates, so you can do the updates quickly. Posts, we can add blog posts in this section by add new post, and this will redirect you to the edit page to put the title and description, categories, tags, and everything about that post. Then we have the media, which is everything we have on our website, like images, videos, fonts, and any kind of media. It will be stored here. Pages, this will have all the pages on our website. If you create any page, it will be listed here. Comments, when you get any comments on your blog posts, all the comments will be listed here. Appearance, what you see in the appearance will change while you are changing your theme. So in this theme, as you see, we have themes and editor. But when we change to Hello Elementor theme, you will see the different options we have here. Plugins, all the plugins will be listed here. The plugins are the extensions for the features we have on the WordPress. For example, if we need to build any page right now, we're gonna do it using a page builder called Gutenberg, and this is the built-in page builder for the WordPress. But we need to install Elementor in order to activate that page builder and allow us to build pages using that plugin. Then we have users. You can create or delete users from your WordPress or your website from this section. We have some tools like import, export, and the site health. And the settings. We're gonna use the settings after a short time. We just need to clean up the plugins and themes and do that first. Then I'm gonna go back to the settings. So let's start by cleaning plugins and themes. And right here I have Hostinger and Hostinger AI Assistant. If you need that, you can keep them. if you're gonna use them, of course. But in my case, I will deactivate and delete both of them. So I will select all, bulk option. You need to deactivate the plugins first before removing them. Select again, delete. Okay. Now we don't have any plugins. For the themes, from appearance, you go to themes, and we have 3 themes installed right here. I will delete 2 of them and keep the third one, then install Elementor theme first. Press on that, you find the delete here, and delete that. Again, delete. Okay. So we cannot delete all the themes we have. We must have one theme, one active theme at least. I will install Elementor first, add new theme. Hello Elementor. If you didn't find this at the beginning, you can just write the theme name here, then you will find it. So I'm gonna install it and activate. If we visit our website now, we will not notice any difference between the themes because both of them are blank themes. So I will delete this now. So we just have one active theme. We get a notification here saying thanks for installing Hello theme, and it's like a pop-up to install Elementor. So we can use this or go to the plugins and add new plugin. Then we're gonna write Elementor. This is Elementor. Install now. Activate. You can go up with these steps to finalize your website, but for me I prefer to skip and do that later. This is my website name, it's already here. Do I have a logo? I will add that later. And skip. I got landed here on a page that I'm editing, but I don't need that, so I will go back to the dashboard, exit, and I prefer to keep it all posts. If I choose this post, whenever I press exit, I will go here. So if you edit page, this edit, you will come back here. And I don't prefer this. I would like to go back in this dashboard. So I will choose all posts. So if you are in the pages, you will go back to all the pages list here. If you are on posts, you will go back to this list, and so on. Choosing all posts, then apply, leave. I don't need these pages, so I will delete them, move to trash. And I need to install Elementor Pro. So I will go to the Elementor website and login. If you don't have Elementor Pro subscription yet, I will leave a link in the description below you can use to install or subscribe to Elementor. So I will log in, and this is my dashboard on Elementor. I will using this icon here to download Elementor Pro and go back to my plugins, add a new plugin, and I will need to upload this. So I will take it from here and install. Then activate the plugin. After the activation, we need to connect to our license. So I will press on this, connect and activate. It will take me to the Elementor website so I can connect my license to it. Activate my license, and now it's active. The next step is adding our media that we will use on our website. Just drag and drop from my PC, or I can press add new media file from here, but I will drag and drop my files. I was trying to add some SVG images, but by default the WordPress is locked and you cannot upload any SVGs. So what we need to do is go to plugins, add new plugin, and look for SVG and install the SVG support. Activate. Then all we need to do is going back to media, try to upload my SVG images. And all of them uploaded successfully. Those are the SVG images I have. So now let's start by building our header and footer first. And I have a so important tip for this. For the header and footer, those are global elements for the whole website. So if you're traveling in all the pages, you will see the same header and footer. So those are global. So if we have something global, we need to build to be visible on the website all the time. We're gonna go to the theme builder. The theme builder is in the templates under Elementor, then theme builder. I prefer to open it in a new tab, and I will close those tabs here. And in the theme builder, I have header, footer, single post, single page, archive, search results, loop item, and error 404. So if I need to create any of those, I can press on that. This will show me all the elements or pages or anything created in that category. So in our case, I will go to header. We don't have any headers here, and I will add new one. This will open a new page for me. I can just insert any header I like from those, or I can just close this and build my header from the scratch. Let me walk you through first in the Elementor tabs so you can be familiar with it. First, we have all the elements we can drag and drop to the page. So if I have this site logo, for example, I can drag and drop here, then you can have this logo. And any element you drop here, by default, it will create a container for it. So here we have the navigator. We can open it to see what do we have in the hierarchy. So we have a container. Under that, we have a site logo. Because we just dragged the site logo and dropped it here, this created automatically a container for it. So anything should be inside a container. I will delete this from here. So we have these elements categorized under some categories. We have site. You can close those to make some space if you don't need to scroll a lot every time. And we have all the elements here that we need. I will open everything back. And let's see our website first to know what we need to do. This is the other website. We have a logo on the very left and contact us button on the very right, and in the middle we have our menu. So let's have this on our website. We need to have 3 elements in the header. So we can start by adding a container. And inside this container, we can have 2 methods to achieve what we need. We can add 3 more containers inside this by going back to this icon. I will drag and drop 3 more containers, or I can press right click here and duplicate. So we can have 3 containers here. And now they are under each other. We need those to be near each other. So I will press on the largest container here and make the direction horizontal. This will give me all the containers near each other. And now I can add my elements inside. I need a site logo. I need a menu. And a button. Now we need to style this. First, I need to add my logo. Change the site logo. Choosing my media library. If the image is not here, I can upload it here by drag and drop in this area or select from my PC. I will choose this one. And the site icon, this is the site icon which will appear in this area. I will choose this one. Update and cancel this or exit this. Now I have my site logo. And for the menu, if I edit the menu, you see that we don't have any menus on our WordPress. So we can press on menus screen or go back to the dashboard, to the appearance, and now you see different options here because we changed the theme. So by going to the menus, I can create my first menu. I'm gonna call this main menu, and this will appear in the header. Create. Now it's created. I need to add some pages to it, but now we don't have any pages, so I will create a blank URLs or blank names for it. By going to custom links, I will add the URL to be a hash, then add the name of that menu. I'm gonna call this a home, add, then we're gonna have a new one which is services, then about us. Save the menu, and now we can save this as a draft because it's not finished yet, and refresh the page to see the menu. This is our menu now, and this is our button, but it doesn't look right. This should be on the left, this is centered, and this is on the right, and then we need to change the colors for this. So if we come here and press on the button, we can see that we have alignment. We can right align this, and it's on the right. And the same for the image. We can align to the left, and it's on the left, but it's too small. We need to make this a bit bigger. So we go to style, and the width should be 100%, but I will control this using the height. So this should be 90. For the main menu, we need to change these colors. So I will press on that pen and go to the style. Then I need to change the color here to be our blue, and this is the hex code for it. This is the normal. But when we hover, it's green, so we need to press on hover and change that color on hovering. So if you have a color that you're gonna use it globally, or you will use it over and over again, so you can add it as a global by adding the color name or color hex, then press this plus, it will make it global. I'm gonna call this accent or blue accent. Create. So each time now you need to change the color, you can press on this icon and choose our color. This stroke is thicker than we need. We need to make it thinner. So I will go back here and choose the hover because that line appears on hover. So 2 is a good number for it. Now we need to change the font size. So I will go to the typography and make this as Poppins, changing the font family. The size is 20 and the weight should be 400. This is the normal. Now we see we have home and services on a separate line than about us, so we need them to be on the same line. This is because this container is too small for listing all of them on the same line. So what we need to do is adjusting the 3 containers to be this one to be 20% of the size, and this is 20%, and this one to be 60%. So by pressing on the container, we can change the width by changing the pixel to %, and make this 20% and change this to be full width. Here also we need this to be 20% and full width. This will be 60% full width, and we need our header to be longer, so I will choose the main container, and instead of boxed I will make it full width. But now if you have a full screen, you will have this button on the very right and this to the very left, and I don't like that. We need some space around the right and left here. So I will go to the advanced and add 6% to the right and to the left in the padding. So I will choose this 2% and unlock this, because if I write here anything, it will be on all the values. So if I write 10, for example, all will be 10. So I need to unlock this, and to the left I need to add 6 and 6 to the right. I see this is good, except we don't have this as aligned with the logo here. So we need to make sure on every container everything is centered by going to the layout and justify the content to the center. Again, in this one, justify to the center, and on the third one to the center. So for the button, I will go to the styling, or I need first to add the name. This is the text. I need it to say contact us. Go to styling. The typography should be Poppins. Adding all the font styling you need. Then go to the colors. I'm gonna choose our color and add some border radius so we can have this curved corners, and some padding to the button to make it bigger. Now we need to make a hover effect. Whenever we hover on the button, we need it to be white with the same color, which is blue, on the border, and changing the text color to the blue. So let's add first the border, because we need a border for this. It will be solid. Width is 1 and the same color as the button. On the hover, we need the text to be blue and the background to be transparent. So I'm gonna drag this to the very left. This is the transparent, and the border color is the same, so we can leave it like this. It will have no change, or we can choose the blue. So when we hover now, you can see the difference. And this was the first option we had to create our header. We created 3 containers. Each container has an element, then we align them. This is left, this is right, and this is in the center. But we have another option which is more cleaner. So I will show you the other option we can do. We can create a container here, and we make this a full width. We can make it the same styling as the other container we created by press right click here on the 6 dots, or here in the navigator right click and copy. And in our container, we can right click again and paste style. So now it has all the styling we have in that container. What I can do now is copy this element and paste it here. Copy this also, paste. And our button. So now we have our 3 elements without any containers inside that big container. You see, just one container contains 3 elements. So what we can do is pressing on that container to get the options here or here, and now we have the options in the left panel. What we need to do is adjusting these settings. So the direction is horizontal and this is correct, but the justify content, we need to have a space between all of them. So this is space between. Press, we have right and left and this centered, and now we need to have them aligned vertically together. So going back here and align items to the center, and we have the header with the same 3 elements created in a shorter time, and it's more cleaner because we don't have extra containers here we don't need. I will delete that one I have created previously, and now we need to add some padding on the top, on the right, on the top and the bottom. Going back here and advanced, we need top and bottom padding. I will add one here and another one to the bottom, and we're good to go. We just need to publish this. And where do we need to display our header? We need to add a condition and say this is for the entire website. By the way, you can create a header and make it specific for some pages by pressing here, choose is it singular for pages or archives you need, or the entire website, or you can change this to exclude. So in our case, this will be for the entire website. Save and close, and we're good to go. I built this header piece by piece, and I didn't skip any part because I wanted to make you familiar with Elementor layout. The footer will be the same settings, the same everything we made in the header will be applied on the footer. But when I'm building the page, I will not build it from the scratch. I will import a template, then show you how everything inside that page is built and show you all the settings you need to do in order to achieve that layout. Now let's create our home page, and this will be imported from Elementor. So I will add a new page, give it a title, and edit with Elementor. I'm gonna publish this first and edit with Elementor. At the first glance, I see here the home, which is the title of the page, and I don't need this one. So I will go to the settings and press on hide title. This will hide the page title from here. And now I need to import that template. So I will press on that icon and choose if I need a block. Blocks are like the hero section, the testimonials, the header, the footer, those are blocks, but we need a full page. So I will go here and import this one, apply. So the full page got imported successfully, and we just need to edit what we have. So I can put my content instead of this content, and I can do everything here. So this is the hero section. We have here 2 elements. We have this container, right and left containers. So 2 containers. How did we get this container in the middle of the page? So in this container, the second one, we have a container inside, which is this one, but we manipulated the margins in order to make it in the middle of this page. So if you can see the left and right, get it to the left and right, and the top is making it go up and down. So you can choose where to put this and it will stay there. The second thing, how do we have that shadow in order to make it like 3D? Still in the same container, if we go to styling, we can have the border, and in the border we can have the box shadow settings from here. So if I back this to default, you see there is no shadows anymore, but you can press on that pen and adjust your shadows from here. This is the horizontal, makes it going to the right and left, and the vertical up and bottom. The blur, if you decrease this, you will start seeing this sharper than the first state, so I will keep it as it was. And the spread makes it reach longer distances like this. So you can manipulate the settings in order to achieve the exact settings that you need. But on hover, we're decreasing the blur and the spread to make it like that box is going down to the page. So here in the hover, we also have the box shadow, and those are different settings. If we make the vertical to the very right, when you hover now, you see that awkward movement. So this is how to achieve the box shadows. We have created buttons and everything before, but how can we make those buttons go up on hover? We can see the options here in the style, hover, and we have hover animation. So whenever we go on that button, what will happen is the animation from here, float. We can change it to be rotate. You can see it rotates, and you can experience all these settings for the animation. If you can see here, we have a light blue line under those two words. So how did we achieve that? Actually, this is a divider, and this divider, we can control its width from here. So this is the width of the divider, and if you go to advanced, you can control the top and bottom of that from this area. So by default, this should be 0. So this is the default, and we need to make that goes up and be under that text. I have a small hint. What if you made this option and you found that this line is not behind your text, it's before the text? So you can manipulate the z-index. The z-index is what controls the layers or the elements arrangement. So if we increase this, you can see that it's now before the text, not behind the text. I will keep it as 0 for now. In this section, we have a container, contains an image to the left, and we have a header, text, and we have this icon list item. Here we have these icons that are scrolling on the right, and on the left we have a title. So this is just a heading, and here we have this as a image carousel. So you can add images inside this carousel, and in the additional options you can see the autoplay. You can pause this on hover and the speed of that autoplay, and can also make it infinite loop as it is now, so it keeps looping over and over. So in this section we have our doctor's profiles, and this is customized. So in this container we have an image, and this is the star rating. We don't have the star here, we can add it from the icon library. We can use that star. Then here we have an image box, but this could be header, and this is a header, and this is also it could be header or a button, but I think this is a button, yeah, and without any borders or background colors, so it looks like this. But you can also use headers for this one. In this part we have 3 sections, left and center and right. But how we have that video call in the center? If we inspect this is the container, and in that container we have these curved borders or curved corners to make the view of the phone. So in the style, you can go into the borders and you can find the border radius here is 50. If we make this 0, you'll find that no more curved corners. So I will keep it as 50. And here we have two elements. This is an image box. You can have an image, title, and description. And on the right, we have just an image with border radius also. If we go to style, we can see the border radius is 17. And here inside the big container, we have a video. This is an image, but this is uploaded as a GIF. If we open it here, this is GIF. So it keeps repeating over and over. And at the bottom, we have 3 icons. And when you hover over this icon, we can have the hover animation as shrink. So how can we make this move with the mouse? Whenever I'm moving my mouse, I will close this. So whenever I'm moving my mouse, I feel this phone is moving with me. It's following my mouse. So we can achieving this by pressing on the container, the big container, and go to advanced. Then we have a motion effects here, and we can activate the mouse effect. If we close this, you will find that it's not moving anymore. So opening this and make a 3D tilt, you can control the speed also. So now you can notice it's moving aggressively following the mouse. I keep this one, and now it's the same as it was. Testimonials, still image box. You have an image, text, and the name of the person. If you need to make the name of the person after the image, of course this will go in the title and that will go in the description, so you can make the opposite of this. And here we have toggles. So why do we have separate toggles here? Is because we need to achieve this spacing between them. But for example, if we go inside this toggle and we create a new one here and another one, so we have 3. So now inside the same window now. So that's why we created single toggles, in order to have this separation between them. Then we have this part. It looks like the footer of the website, but I don't need to be here on the page. I want it to be a global like the header. So instead of creating that again inside the footer from scratch, what I'm gonna do is click the whole thing. If you can see here in the navigator, this is the footer, which contains everything inside. So I'm pressing on the big container that contains everything. Right click and copy. And I will go back to the dashboard, then go to the theme builder and create a new footer. Close this window because we already have our footer. Right click and paste, and this is our footer now. We need to publish and add the condition to be entire site, save and close, and that's it. We have our footer. But now we will have 2 footers if we keep this on page. So I will delete it and save our page. Go back to the dashboard by pressing on exit. So before moving to our home page or checking our website, we need to do one more thing, which is going to the settings and then to the reading. And here our home page is our latest post. We don't need this. We need our home page to be a static page. So I'm gonna choose this option, and the home page, this is the name of the page that I need to be home. I will choose it and save changes. Then I need to see my website now. visit the page. This is it. And this is our website, the header and the page we imported from Elementor, and the footer, just one footer. So now if we created any new pages, we will have the same header and the same footer inside. Let's make a quick test on this. I will go to pages, create a new one, make this as blog. I will add it with Elementor and import one block inside it. So I will press here and import any block inside. So let's add this one and save it. I will go back to the dashboard and let's see this in the website. So this is the page I have created. It has this blog title, but we have our header here and we have our footer because those are a global header and footer. So this brings us to the end of our video, but in the next video I will show you how to create a responsive design or convert our design we have created today to be responsive on the smaller screens. If you have any questions or you need me to clarify anything in that video, let me know in the comments below and I will answer your questions.